Thank you, Kamala, for that introduction, and even more importantly, for your partnership, because it is a partnership. Isn't she doing an incredible job? Not a joke.
United States of America, Kamala Harris. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, good evening. Isn't it wonderful to be back? 3 years, and we're back in person, CBC. The first time I attended this dinner, I was in college at Howard University. You know. And as a United States Senator, I attended this dinner as a CBC member. And tonight, I, of course, attend this dinner as Vice President of the United States.
I'm so sick of Republicans saying we're the big spenders. Give me a break. Give me a break. And by the way, this bill is going to reduce the deficit by another $300 billion over 10 years because Medicare is going to be paying less for the drugs that are going out. As a result, we can afford, I know I'm being banged up by the Republicans, but come bring it on. We can afford to cancel $10,000 in student debt and $20,000 if you had a Pell Grant. For Americans making under 125 grand. I don't want to hear a word from those members of Congress, if you notice, whose families got tens of thousands of dollars and several $1 million in pandemic relief loan forgiveness. The same ones criticizing. Give me a break, come on. The Inflation Reduction Act takes the most aggressive action to confront our climate crisis ever, in all of human history, ever. It offers black families thousands of dollars in energy savings through tax credits and rebates when they have to replace everything from a toaster to a refrigerator and new efficient appliances, to weatherize their homes, to purchase electric vehicles, used as well as new, and so much more. Whoa! Instead of photo ops, I delivered $5.8 billion in funding, more than any time in any portion of our history, ever. That's a fact.
We place equality, equity, and justice at the center of our work. And I will highlight just two of the many examples that demonstrates why that matters. With the CBC, we invested an historic $5.8 billion, that's B with a B, billion dollars in our HBCUs.
We're expanding our efforts to build black wealth like others have through home ownership, because we know that's how you build equity and pass down that wealth from generation to generation. And we're also aggressively combating racial discrimination in housing, brown and black businesses. And we're going to bring that from 10% of all that money spent going to small businesses that are black and brown to 15% by 2025. Doesn't sound like much. That means an additional $100 billion. I ran on the commitment that I'd get significant funding for the HBCUs. I didn't go to one, but one got me elected, Delaware State University. Oh, not joking. No, you don't. If you know Delaware, you know I'm telling the truth. We have the 8th largest black population in America as a percent of population. And they did it for me. And by the way, the president used to work for me until he wanted to be president. So, as a matter of fact, without the CBC, I wouldn't be standing here tonight. That's a fact. Look at what we witnessed yesterday. I told you all I was going to appoint a black woman to the Supreme Court, and we did. Not only the first black vice president, but the first member of the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Think about that. Think about that. Look, I know by now no one ever doubts I mean what I say. The problem is I sometimes say all that I mean. I've nominated and the CBC has helped confirm, more black women appellate justices than every other president in history combined. Combined throughout our history. And black child poverty was cut in half in 2021 because of the child tax credit.
Knowing that our HBCUs are some of our best institutions of academic excellence. And speaking of history, many of us were together yesterday morning for the investiture of the first black woman to serve on the United States Supreme Court, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson.